Hello, my friends. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. This is Tanya at Sidegigcrafts, and I'm so glad you're joining me here today. We are working on this. Christmas journal again, and I figured it's time to start thinking about this spine and figuring it out. I don't really have a complete plan yet, guys, but I have started working on the end pages to try to figure out how to attach this, and I think I've come up with something. I think we're going to go do this, and then I've got a little flap over that's going to have that. Anyways, I got to start to it. So that's a plus. And so we're going to put together what I have, and then we're going to keep working and see what else we can get done today. So I hope that you will stick around and join me. As you know, I don't always have a plan when I get started, but we always come up with something good in the end, because we don't quit until there's something good to show for it, right? That's right. That's right. That's what we do. This is our joy time. This is our fun time. This is our me time. And so we keep crafting until we're satisfied. And today, I'm actually filming this on Sunday on Mother's Day. I don't have anything else going on. So there you go. I might as well be crafting. We actually yesterday, okay, so the video that I posted this morning, on Mother's Day Sunday, was actually filmed yesterday. And I was telling you about how calm and peaceful the rainstorm was and how I liked it and enjoyed it and everything. Well, it wasn't long after that I went to eat some lunch. And for some reason, I decided, while my video was uploading, I decided I was going to go eat in my bedroom. I never, ever, ever eat meals in my bedroom, you guys. Never, never. It's just not something I do. But yesterday, I just felt led to go eat in my bedroom. And it was just a salad. It wasn't going to be messy or anything. So I thought I'd just sit on my bed and wait for the video to upload and eat. Well, I finished. But I needed some more to drink, some more water to drink. So I went downstairs, put my bowl in the sink, and filled up my cup with water. Came back to my room, sat down, and all of a sudden, the loudest, what I thought was thunder, came crashing through the house, and the whole house shook, and it didn't stop, and it was the worst sound I've ever heard in my life. I thought something was coming through the ceiling. I looked up at the ceiling, I'm like, oh my God, what is happening right now? And it finally stopped. And I got up and went downstairs. You guys, a tree, the ginormous, huge tree in my backyard fell on top of my kitchen, just above the sink where I had just put my dirty dishes and filled my water. It came through the kitchen ceiling and the dining, or not the dining room, the living room. Yeah, it was pretty traumatic. And so I've been dealing with that yesterday and now today as well. Insurance has been very quick to act, and they've been very wonderful, I have to say. Because of the rain and the storm and the thunders that we are expecting still again today, last night, today, and again tomorrow, they came out quick to try to make sure that was covered up and that there wasn't more damage done than what was already started. The tree company came out this morning and used a crane to lift the tree out. And there's a huge pile of tree out in my front yard right now. They're going to come get that tomorrow because today is a holiday. Those guys were working. They said that they had 28 trees last week that they had to remove because of storm-related issues. I could not believe that. That's crazy busy. And I know they were working on a project yesterday when I contacted them. So for them to come out today on Mother's Day was just, I just feel so blessed. So blessed. They got it done in 3 hours. It took 4 guys 3 hours to get that tree out, which I think is impressive. because it was just so big. You guys, the stump is huge. It's huge. So I'm feeling blessed today that I didn't get hurt. Nobody got hurt. The house is fixable. And, it startled me, scared me to death, but not injured in any way. And so, and the house could have been worse. It could have been way worse than it was. So I'm very, very grateful. And it could have taken, a week to come out. They were thinking it might not even be till Monday for them to come out and help me, but they were here today. So the very next day. I think that's amazing. All right, so this is where I'm at. So my spine is going to be pretty thick on this section, just by nature of how I did this. And it's going to be a pretty thick book. So I can't really attach. I still can't attach it, even though I've got those pages. I can't attach it yet, but I do have a plan. And the reason I can't attach it is because I need to put, well, first of all, this needs to, actually glue together first. But I need to attach a spine to it and the fabric. So maybe we could just do that because it's not going to get any thicker. We could figure that out. So, I just want to make sure these stay stuck. Let me do my math here. If I'd thought this through and planned it better, so this is 1/4 inch, that's 1/4 inch. So there's 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. So that's 1, 2 and a half. We're going to do, I think 3 is too wide. What did I say? 3 1/4, 3 1/2. It's 1, 2 1/4. Wait, what? That's a 1/2 inch. 1 1/2. 2 1/4. I think 2 1/4 would work. How wide is this? Let me make sure. That's 2. So I have a strip that's 2 1/4. 2. 2 1/2. Let's see if 2 1/2 is a little bit too big. It should be. Should be a little bit too big. If I go from here to, no, actually that's just right, I think. Was I doing my math wrong? Maybe. I think my spine can be 2 1/2. That's what we'll do. In fact, I could even use that paper. Okay, so I'm just going to need some board to fit that. Let me come back to you in a minute. All right, I've got 2 pieces of card that are to fit my spine, 7 inches long and 2 1/2 wide. I'm going to go ahead and glue these together because I want this to be pretty sturdy. So I think 2 pieces ought to be plenty. I'm still not exactly sure how this is going to work, but I think we can figure it out together. I think we can. Let's make sure that they feel like one piece instead of 2. Glued nice and tight and firm. There we are. Now, trying to think what I want on the outside. I don't want to lose. Okay, so here's the thing. I cannot wrap the spine. I guess I could wrap the spine onto this piece if I would want to use the same paper though on the outside. And that's probably what I should do because I really, really like that. And then I could wrap it to the front. Oh, and that one's a little bit taller. I think I'm okay with that. I think we're going to wrap it with this same paper. I think if I have more, and I do because I think this is my favorite paper throughout this collection so far. So let's wrap, let's get a piece that's, let's see. How big was that? 2 1/4? 2 1/2. So let's do, I'm going to just do 3 1/2. That'll leave us plenty of room to wrap it. Sorry guys, I'm trying to think if that's really what I need to do. And by 7, I know it's 7 long. Well, wait, we got to wrap it. Let's do, we're going to go to 8. So here's the thought, is what froze me there for a second. I need the sides to glue to the other page, to the other pieces, but I do need to wrap it over this way. It's not going to be seen on the inside, so that part doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna glue this down. I might be wrong, and I might have to go back and fix that, but we're gonna start here. I might have to fix it, but it's just glue and paper. Just glue and paper. We can make some mistakes. We're gonna try to limit those because I only have so many supplies, but I could have made that a little bit longer, but here we are. Okay. And I'm really just crafting this as I go. This is not a tutorial, and by any means, this is not a tutorial. Definitely wish I would have put some double-sided tape to help hold that down while I glued, because it would work really well. I think it's too late to add it onto this side because, you know, it's already glued. Well, we could try though. We could definitely try. So we'll do it to this side for sure. Like I said, it helps hold it in place while we're gluing. We're not relying on it, but it definitely is an aid. There we go. So anyways, my tree trauma is in process. And next comes out the water damage people, to see if there's water damage that needs to be dealt with. And then I think a contractor. I got to get a contractor out here and get some. Anyway, it's a lot. I don't really want to do this by myself, but here I am by myself doing it. It's a lot. See if we can just tape that back down this way. There we go. This one doesn't want to stay. Now my thought is that this, when it's ready, I can go ahead and drape this back over this way. That way my favorite paper is still front and center, or really like it to go under, to be honest with you. I'd really love that instead. Kind of how I did this one, it went under. I feel like that's better. I might have to cover this piece. Because if I do go under, then this is what's going to show here. No, it's not. No, it's not, because this is going to fit to the back of this one. So that's what's going to show. I did it that way for a reason. So I think we're good. I think we're good. I think that I need to just line this up. Sorry, thinking it through again. This will come down. I can glue this down here. I'll still need to score it and then trim this to match that. I think we'll be okay, you guys. I think. Also did this crooked, didn't I? But that's okay. I did the paper crooked. I didn't do the whole thing crooked. Oh my gosh, I'm scared. I'm scared to death. Okay, all right, well, okay. I think I can attach this. I think I can. And I'm going to start with this little strip right here. Now this one, this tape we're not pulling until we attach it to the other piece. Nope, that's not true either. I'm going to still have to attach it to that one first. That's okay. I'm going to put a piece of this tape on each layer here. Each fold. We'll find out if this works together. I think it will. I think I got this. We'll also use glue. I want all the strength I can get. I know this looks like a messy project here. Come on. This is going to be such a thick book. And then one more on this one. I really wanted it to be a thick book, but I wasn't really expecting it to be this thick. This is thicker than I'd intended, but it's okay because it's going to be great. It's going to be. All right, let's go ahead and pull these off. Put that aside. Let's pull these off. I think they should be fine. This makes me nervous. Is there one there? I think so. Is there one there? Yeah. Uh-oh, now some of that came apart a little bit. Not quite attached right. I don't know. I'm not going to fuss with it too much. Once it glues down to that cardboard, I think we'll be able to work with it a little bit easier. Paper backing. There we go. So that's my story time today. That's what I've been doing this weekend. Fun Mother's Day, huh? You ask for flowers and you get a whole tree. It's pretty much how I see it. All I wanted was flowers. Got a whole dang tree right there in my kitchen window. Okay, so this needs to start right here I'm just gonna kind of try to line this up right there. Ooh, I don't know. Oh, I was gonna put glue. Oh man. I should have done this a little differently, guys. I probably should have pulled those tapes different, but here we go. Can't really go back now. All right, there's my edge of my cardboard. There's the top of my project. There's the edge. There's the edge. Kind of line it up the best I can. I think that is right there. I think. Just trying to line it up. Sorry if you can't see quite right, but I got to get this down. Okay, I think that's lined up right on that side. Now this side needs to line up right there on the edge. And if the rest of this isn't quite right, it's just not gonna fit. So I think I can kind of squish it in to fit there. I think I did. But it's not all the way to the top here. So if I adjust that, put that back there. Just kind of work it. Okay, I think we're in. Okay, there we go. And then because these two need to be backed, I'm gonna have to still, let's press that down, attach those two. Okay. Now I might have to fuss with that still when I attach it, but we're almost to that part. Almost. Okay. I don't want to cut those until I'm absolutely certain that that's what I need to do. I'm going to press these down. Remember, they have tape, and that's going to hold while I work it. And that could go that way too, because it's going to need to bend. I need to bend both ways. Oh man, this will be nice to have this spine on. This has been causing me a little bit of stress because I wasn't quite sure how to do it. I'm still not quite sure how to do it, but I think I've got a plan here. I think this could work, or at least be worked with, right? All right, so we've got a spine. There it is. Now, some of this is sticking out over the top. So let's do some cleanup. I'll just trim this back right here. I think. And what doesn't come off will ink. I think it'll be all right. I see a little white there. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to trim that back, but I'll ink it and it'll blend a little better. Okay, so the next question is, how do I get this here? I'm going to have to glue it here. Where's my original fold is right here. Original scoring. So let's go ahead and fold that back. So now both of those pieces will bend that direction. And I think that this will still work here. Now, I can go ahead and attach it. I don't know how much room I have to attach it. It's going to sit just right there on top. So it's a little bit crooked. I think what I'm going to do is this. And this kind of scares me because it's only going to have so much room to attach. But I can always put a decorative piece of paper over this when I glue it. Oh, shoot. Oh, this is going to dark. This is it. This is gonna do it. Okay, this side is a little bit too wide here. So I'm gonna have to cut this part just a bit. Unless, no, I'm not gonna be able to get that up. Like, unless I can lift that. See, if I had done it properly, I would have done this before ever gluing anything into the book. But since I didn't have a plan, that's kind of hard to do. But if you've never made a book like this before, you don't know. You just don't know how it's gonna go. That is gonna work perfectly. Okay, okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, now. I'm not going to worry too much about the white part. I'm going to probably put a piece of paper over it because I really want this other print to be, I think, showing. I really do. So put that there. Make sure that's nice and attached really, really well. Lift it. This is the convoluted way to get a spine on your book. There's lots of easier ways. I don't recommend it. I don't. But it's working. This certainly isn't the way I'd teach it if I was teaching. But it's definitely a way I'd teach you to fix it. So we're just going to line this up as close to the middle as we can. And we're going to press and connect and all the things that we need to do to get this to stay. Right there at the edge, I think it's going to. This little 1/4 of an inch is not much to hold a book together, though. I really wish I would have planned it better. I don't know how to pinch it any other way. All right, you guys, I'm going to come back when this is dry because sitting here watching glue dry is not fun. Be right back. All right, let's do the next side. We got that side done. I left it for a little while to dry so I could play, so I could still play and not mess it up. We'll put tape on this side. I went and had some dinner while I was waiting for it to dry. Since I really haven't eaten today, I've been so busy with tree stuff and cleaning up the kitchen, and I just didn't. Of course, my kitchen isn't really clean because there's, you know, insulation and stuff everywhere, and there's no lights, so I can't really get into it the way I want to. But I'm gonna have to because I gotta keep living out of there. So luckily I have the kitchen downstairs, so I went downstairs and I had moved my microwave down there so that I could warm some stuff up and kind of feel like I was at least in a little more sanitary spot. Wow, that didn't stick at all because of that glue. Let's try that again. Okay, now what I figured for the other one, what I did was I went ahead and folded this way, and I think I'm going to do that again. Went ahead and folded it this way to stick it together. Make sure that those edges butted up against each other, and then I clipped it. So that's what I'm going to do again, and make sure that these stick. It's a little bit tricky, but it works. And one right in the middle. All right, there we go. I think I'm going to put one more since it's still pretty wet. We'll clip those and let that rest for a little bit, and then we'll be right back. All right, here we go. So I do have a challenge, and that somehow I flipped this piece, this whole section upside down. So this side was supposed to be a 1/2 inch gusset to allow for this to expand fully, but it only has 1/4 of an inch because I flipped it around. And now this side has 1/2 of an inch. So, oh, and I did that kind of odd, didn't I? Okay, I can fix that. That's no problem. In fact, I have to fix that because that will not work. It didn't stay like it was supposed to. But I can fix that as well. And I'm going to put a piece of, shoot, what paper am I going to put over that? I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this one over that. No, it's the spine paper over that. And this one. So we'll put a 1/2 inch, I think, will fit there as well as the other side. So let's trim that to 7 inches. 7 inches. And we'll put this page in too before we're done for the day. I hope this will work okay. I'm gonna have to commit to where I want that pocket or the waterfall to be. And I need 1/2 inch. Line that up on my grooves here. Sorry if I'm off camera, I'm not sure, but if I look up, I'm gonna mess it up. And once again, these pieces are just decorative. You don't have to do this part if you're trying to somehow follow along with my hot mess. But I want to cover those seams because this is not pretty. So I want to put this here to, it was 7.5. Doggone it. 7.5 T. How come you guys didn't yell? Say, hey, no, 7.5. 7.5. Let's see. Well, I could do my 1/4 inch strips or my 1/2 inch strips again. We'll do it that way, and then I'll cut it. I'll need 2 of those still. Half inch. 1/2 inch, and then 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. 7.5. Make it straight. Do it again. Done. Try that. Try that. Let's see if that works better. That's much better. Okay, I like that. Now, I think I can lift this envelope up just a touch. Maybe I can tuck this under the edge there. Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try. Or maybe not, and that's okay too. But I do need to get this paper to stick down. That is our seam, so it's really important that this is gonna stay. That's what holds the book together right there, that little tiny strip. Super important that stays on there. And another thing that this strip will do is help to make that happen. So we're going to put, it's not just decorative, it is a little bit, but it's really does have a purpose. Because this is such a tiny little piece that's binding these together. That I need it to do better. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go onto the envelope and not really, or the files, and not really worry about that, I think. It's that important. So I think it still looks nice. It'll still do its job. It won't interfere. Come on, let's keep pushing that down. Keep pushing it into the groove there. But then we also got to push it here. This side has to attach too. I probably should have put tape on this too. But here I am. like I said before, if you have a plan to do this before, you could probably avoid a lot of these things that I'm doing. A lot of the stuff I'm doing is to fix what I didn't do right the first time, because I didn't know I was doing this. So it does make a difference to plan ahead. All right. It will be nice to have a little bit more room on this backside too, though. It will, because I can do something else. In fact, I might even be able to put that waterfall there then, if that's the case. And that's kind of where I had originally wanted it. I can do that. Oh shoot. Yeah, you know, don't mess with your binding system before it's dry. Let's just keep that flat for a minute. In fact, I think though that I could probably do this other one. This one is more decorative, although it does serve a purpose as well. This one is more because I really wanted this paper to be on this page. And so there. I do want to ink this one though, because it's more inked on the other sides. So let's ink this one as if it's the same piece of paper. It'll blend a little easier. And we shouldn't have as much problem attaching it either. Okay. All right, I think that looks nice and it works. And this one is almost done, hopefully. You guys, we've got a spine on our book. We do. We've got a full spine on there. It's working. It's a little bit complicated the way I did it, but it's working. We'll let that sit. I'm going to let this sit for just a little bit longer to dry. We'll pick it up. We'll add that waterfall on before we're done. Okay. All right. So both of our covers are attached appropriately. We've got a pretty big book, guys. Got a pretty big book. We've got a few things to fill in. So I think this is going to be okay. This bow kind of sticks out a little bit. It's going to push that page just a little bit. That's fine. I'll just make sure that there's not anything too thick going on between these two pages. I think I'm going to go ahead and put that waterfall in here. I think that would fit well. So we're going to want to go ahead and attach this right in here onto this paper. Okay, so let's do that. We don't need to do too much. We just need to glue. Just need to glue this one. Lots of gluing today, aren't we? Lots of gluing. Make sure that stays down really nicely. This is going to be so cute. So cute. Okay. Put that in there. It's going to fill in most of the page. I'm going to stick this all the way up to the stitches so we can still see some stitch detail there. I think that will work. I do need to keep it on the page though. Let's lift it. Let's see if we can slide that back up just a bit. Right there. All right. I don't have all the stitch on here because I didn't stitch straight, but that's okay. Main thing is making sure that that sticks all the way down. onto that paper, and then it's not going to pop up on us. Okay, let me pull this out. See if I can push down this way. Need to make sure this part sticks too. This part is wanting to come up. And why? Because, you know, we want to be difficult today. So let's add some more glue here. It's also stitching to those, I mean, it's also gluing to those stitches. So that's, you know, they're hard to glue to. We'll hold that for a minute. Hopefully you guys are crafting too. I hope so. I can't be the only one having fun here. We've got this one attached. Now, if you're interested in seeing how I made this part, this page, it is in, I'm going to put all of these videos on a playlist, so you can check my playlists and go back a day or two. It'll say waterfall in the title, and you can check out how I made that. Didn't make this one in this video, but it was recent. So I'll make sure I've got a playlist for the Holiday House playlist. Holiday House journal playlist, holiday, anyway, you get the idea. You'll find it. Okay, so I think seeing a lot of white on the edges of this paper. Oh, that reminds me. I want to go back in here and see. Oh, no, I did. I put tape on there to help cover some of the white paper in there. That's what I did to that. All right, does that stay down? Hopefully. Okay. There we go. I'm not going to put too much pressure on there. All right, you guys, I think we're done for today. I think we've got, the spine was a big chore. Big task there. Oh, we're not done today, because you know what I need to do? I still need to look at these hinges and see if we can put those on there. I almost forgot about the hinges. I wanted to put these on here like a door hinge. That's something we could do, and I could get them off my desk and stop worrying about losing them. If I do that, will I still be able to open it properly? That is the question. I think this hinge has to go, does that hinge have to go down into there? Nope, won't be able to. It'll have to go this way. Now, I don't want to do it if it's going to ruin the book. I think it'll work. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about it, because if it doesn't work, then I will have ruined that paper too, and I'll have to figure out how to fix that. Let's go ahead and put one on and see. Can't glue that part. Am I doing this wrong, guys? Should I not do it? Oh, shoot. No, I don't know if it's got enough to, I don't think it's big enough to, I don't think it's big enough. It doesn't really reach down. I'm not going to do it. I'll probably use those for something inside the book though. I'm not giving up. I just think that that's not going to work the way I'd wanted it to. Maybe if I can find some bigger hinges to put on here, I might need to go to the store or something for that, but I'll see if I can come up with something. I love the idea, because we've got our key, we've got, you know, different things. I really love the idea of a hinge on there. So what's going to happen next is we've got these pages to fill in. So I've got 3 more pages of folio to put in there. And then I'm going to probably need to come up with some kind of closure because this baby's going to be chunky. And it might just be a tie in the front. I'm not certain yet. I do love to be spontaneous and figure stuff out as I go. And so there we go. Maybe we could use some more of this fabric. I'm not sure. So that's where we're at so far. I am so glad you've joined me today. Thank you for hanging out with me and spending time. Happy Mother's Day to those of you who, happy Mother's Day to everybody, because you either have had a mother, or you've been a mother, or you know one. So happy Mother's Day to everybody. If you have fur animals, whatever, doesn't matter, still a mommy. So thank you so much for being here and spending the time with me. I hope that you will like and subscribe to the channel, and see you next time. Bye-bye.